Hogan, and today we are talking with Justin Lawrence, a Bellator Featherweight MMA fighter. He's preparing to take on Emmanuel Sanchez on November 6th at Scottrade Center. Justin's currently 8-2 professionally, including 3 by knockout. You may have seen him on Spike TV show, The Ultimate Fighter. Justin originally is from Pacific, Missouri. Welcome, Justin, to KRHS Radio. Calin Hogan, how you doing, Justin?
I'm doing well. I'm doing really good. Just finished up my morning training. I just got some lunch in me, and I feel great. How are you guys doing?
Oh, I'm doing great. So like you just said about your training, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do on your training?
I just, I do a lot of course, nowadays, you can't be a just a one-dimensional fighter. So you have to be a mixed martial artist. So you always work on your 3 disciplines: your striking, your wrestling, and your jiu-jitsu. And I hit those twice. Each one of those twice a week. And I do a lot of footwork drills. I do a lot of head movement, a lot of feints, just a lot of visualization, like I'm fighting my opponent. And I have good coaches that surround me here at Power MMA in Gilbert, Arizona, that push me every day to be my very best. And I'm in great shape. Looking forward to showcasing my skill set here come November 6th.
You said November 6th, so that's at the Scottrade Center, right, sir?
Yes, that's downtown St. Louis in the Scottrade Center. It's been there. They've held it. They've held Strikeforce there. They've held Bellator there just a few months ago. So I'm looking forward to getting in front of my home crowd and going out there and just putting on a good show.
When you decided to move from Pacific, Missouri to California, what exactly was that reason, or what was the drive for you to move from place to place?
I just wasn't getting pushed and getting put in bad positions back home. I had great coaches back home, but my training partners weren't as good as me. And, that's the thing. I got to be able to get beat up in practice, and I got to be able to get put in bad positions in practice. That way, in a fight, if I am getting put in a bad position, I don't freak out and I don't panic, because I've been there before. I've been there for the past 8 weeks. So that's the main reason, you train with a bunch of animals, you become an animal or you go home. And I feel like I've became an animal, and I stay here and I'm ready to go and just dominate, man. I feel like the guys that I go with are, top of the line. And if you're going with those guys every day, you're gonna have that kind of confidence going into the fight, knowing that you beasted with awesome guys that are better than your opponent. So that gives me the confidence. That gives me the feeling of being the parked car and telling him, come run into me. I'm right here, and I'm here for 3 rounds.
Man, that's great. But has there been any hard battles for you in the ring?
A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people don't know. A lot of the battles are fought and won in the gym. Those are some of the worst beatings I've gotten, or some of the worst, just mauled on, is in the gym. And a lot of people, if you want to see a good fight, come in and watch us train, watch us spar. Those are some of the best fights that that you'll ever see. A lot of people think that we only train once or twice a week, and then we get locked in this cage, and that's it. It doesn't work like that now. The sport's evolving. It's getting bigger and bigger. Each generation's getting better and better. And we train. I train twice, sometimes 3 times a day. Every day besides Sunday. And that's just kind of the work ethic that you gotta have nowadays.
What is something that you would tell a young MMA fighter? Like, what would you give them advice for? What would you want them to start doing now? I try to spread my knowledge in a way, because I was just that young and up and coming kid. I feel like you have to move away from home. You have to cut off all distractions. If you're a young guy, you just fresh out of high school, or if you're still kind of in the college stage, all those kids want to party, all those kids want to have
fun, and as a professional athlete, you can't have those types of distractions.
Yeah.
Number two, you have to move to a good team. You have to be put in bad positions. You have to go against guys that are better than you if you want to get better. If you want to be great, you have to do those things. Just stay humble, stay hungry, struggle a little bit. A lot of these fighters, they want to make it right away, and that doesn't make you a fighter. Making you a fighter is fighting 5 rounds for $1,000. Because at the end of the day, the money, if you're doing it for the money, you're doing it for all the wrong reasons. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, struggling, living, off nothing and barely surviving, that's going to make you hungry. So that's going to make you remember when you do start making decent money, what it felt like having no money. And the taste of being poor in your mouth, I promise you it won't last long.
You seem to have like a really tied together family with the wrestling family and, MMA. You guys seem like a really good fighting family.
Yeah, we're really close. We're really tight. I feel like, at the end of the day, all you have is your family, and I feel like we're the tightest family that I know, and that's what I like about it.
Thing that I didn't ask you today that you would like my listeners or anybody to know.
Yeah, I feel like if anybody in the St. Louis area or the Missouri area, Midwest area, they want to learn some good striking, got to hit up 21st Century Self-Defense, Benny Boyles. He's my dad. I'm not just saying this because he is my father, but I feel like he's the best striking coach. That's the biggest thing. If people really want to learn some good striking, man, 21st Century Self-Defense, right there in Pacific, Missouri. We just got a new gym. You know what I'm saying? It's better. It's awesome, and it's great people there.
Well, that's great. Thanks for Justin for stepping up to the mic today. I'm Calin Hogan with KRHS 90.1.